the example I gave you guys last week or in our last class. The one I did for you guys together, or the one we did together. Did you go through it again?
Yes, yes, yes. Well, I mean, I went through it more.
Are you okay now? Are you okay with that?
Oh, yes, so I am. I am.
Okay, good. Wenga, what about you?
Yes, sir.
All right. So in today's class, we want to take it to another level. Sometimes the requirements you get will not be the same for different network. So let's say, for example, you got requirement for say LAN A. They are in need of let's say 30 IP addresses. LAN B are in need of 14 IP addresses. Let me say 12 here. I'm doing calculation in my head. 14 is okay now. 2 raised to power 4. Yeah, 14 is okay. 14 IP addresses. LAN C, they need 2 raised to power 3, 8. Say 4 IP addresses. LAN C, LAN D rather, they need of 2 IP addresses. And I give you the same 192.168.1.0/24 to take care of this. If you did what we did in our last class, it's going to work perfectly, but you're going to be wasting IP addresses, and that is not the aim of subnetting. The aim of subnetting is to be able to manage IP addresses to manage IP addresses and waste to the nearest minimum. Meaning, if you can afford not to waste at all, do not waste. So in this kind of scenario right now, it's not just about how many networks do I need to create. No, it's not just about how many networks. You're going to see what we're going to do in the class with this particular example. So don't forget, we always write out our bits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So first thing first, we think about how many networks do we need. We need 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we need 4 networks, that means if I borrow 2 bits, that should take care of what I need. Is that not true?
Yeah, 2 bits.
Yes, sir.
2 bits. So if I say 2 raised to power 2, that will give me 4. Then the remaining numbers remaining 2 raised to power 6, that will give me 64. Here I'm going to have 4. So if I borrow 2 bits, that will be 4 subnet, 64 addresses per subnet. But if you look at this network, the highest number of addresses needed is just 30. And if I created this network by borrowing 2 bits, each of the subnets will give me 64 addresses. If you minus 30 from 64, that means I will be wasting 34 addresses. So this is not a good deal. It's going to work perfectly, guys. We're going to have more IP addresses per subnet, which can be reserved. But the objective now is to not to waste IP addresses at all. Now look at this thing again. If you allocate this one of the subnet to this LAN B is in need of just 14 IP addresses, and you are creating a network of 64 IP addresses. That means you'll be wasting 50 IP addresses. If you go to LAN C, it's in need of just 4 IP addresses, and you allocate a network of 64, you are going to be wasting 60. On the other side, you're going to be wasting 62. That is not good for public IP addresses. For private, you can just leave it like that. But for public IP addresses, no way, because it is not free. So what can we do? We are going to now begin to move between the left and the right. What do I mean by that? I'm going to move between the left and right. You factor in the right side, you factor in the left side. When you are doing your subnetting, you factor in both sides because you want to be sure that you're not wasting IP addresses and you are still able to have the numbers of subnet that you needed. And that's what I'm going to do. So the first thing first, We will try to take care of land A first. That's what we'll do. If we want to take care of land A is in need of 30 IP addresses. So what if we now borrow 3 bits? What if we borrow 3 bits? What if we borrow 3 bits? What's going to happen? 1, 2, 3. 2 raised power 3, 2 raised power 5. The network that will be created is 8 subnets, and the addresses per subnet will be 32. This 32 can take care of LAN A. That's the address is needed, even though we are still going to waste 2, but it's better. And on the left, we have created 8 subnets. If we created 8 subnets, total number of subnets needed for that segment is 8. That is good. It means we can allocate 4 subnets and keep the remaining 4. But we have made sure that we don't waste IP addresses per subnet. Am I communicating, guys?
Yes,
You
sir.
see, I'm considering both the left and the right now. I must have my minimum number of subnets. I can have more than that. But when it comes to IP address, I don't want to waste IP address. And I cannot go lower than the IP address is needed. I cannot go and borrow 44 bits now. If I borrow 44 bits now, I will have the number of subnets I needed. But I won't have enough IP addresses for the subnet that is in need of the highest number of IP address. You know, if we borrow 4 bits, that will be 2 raised to the power 4, right? And that will
Yes,
be
sir.
16. 16. So 16 cannot take care of LAN A. I'm talking about the right now. So you'll be considering the right in this area now. Make sure you don't abandon the left. The left is about the subnet to be created. The right is about addresses per subnet. So the best we can do right now is to borrow 3 bits. 3 bits we create 8 subnets. And out of those 8 subnets, we carry 1 and give LAN A. And we have taken care of LAN A. And we proceed. Ali, I'm not hearing your voice.
Oh yes, it's very clear. Very
We
clear.
can proceed, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Did I hear Toby's voice there? Toby, you are here.
Hello, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I say you change our timetable, and yet you are still not going to be
No,
available
so
once in a
sorry,
while.
so sorry. I was
And you did
supposed
not
to
inform
have.
me ahead of time.
I was supposed to have sent. Yes, I was supposed to have sent a message. So sorry, sir. But
No, Allah.
I was supposed to go out this afternoon. Like we're going to be having like a program in church, you know.
Now, this morning,
Yes, sir.
and you
By
watch the
11.
video. Yeah, you watch the video. No, no,
Okay, it's
no.
Koinonia, Abi. Koinonia.
No, it's what do you call it? It's a car wash. This thing by our church. No, it's
Oh,
Is it?
okay. Because Koinonia is in UK, it's in Glasgow right now. Okay, maybe it's not
Oh,
that one. That's chill.
okay,
So you watch
God,
the
the
video
Muslim.
now. But I will have gone
okay,
for
sir.
probably before you leave.
Okay, sir.
So now, this subnetting this time around, we are going to the big boy subnetting now, not the one I taught you in the last class. That one is for small boys. This is big boy subnetting. You are going to consider the left, you are going to consider the right, you're going to use your brain and see what am I supposed to do here. You must have the number of subnets altogether, which the left takes care of, and you must have minimum the IP address, the highest IP address, the land that needs the highest IP address taken care of. And this is the best we can do now. So just like what we did in our last class, 8 subnets. Let's try them out. Subnets. It's my pen, they delay sometimes. I don't know why. Subnet 0, subnet 1, subnet 2, subnet 3, subnet 4, subnet 5, subnet 6, subnet 7. What will be the range here? 0 to 31. You guys see, total number is 0, 32. The next one, 32. The next one, 64. The next one, 98. The next one, 128. The next one, 160. The next one, 19 plus 32, 92. The next one will be 224. taking care of the left side first, just like what we did in our last class. So this one is 63, 95, 127, 159, 191, 223, and 255. These guys will be slash. We borrow 3 bits, 27, 27, 27, 27, 27, 27, 27, 27. You know what, guys? Carry the first subnets and allocate to LAN A. And that will be 192.168.1.0/27. We have to assign the subnet. Can't do anything with it again. Now, if you don't know about what we want to do in today's class, do you know what you have done? You will carry the next subnet and assign to LAN B, and carry the third subnet and assign to LAN C, and carry the fourth subnet and assign to LAN D, and then keep the rest. They will work perfectly, just like you will be wasting IP addresses. And we want to learn not to waste IP addresses if it is possible at all. And that is what brought what is called subnetting a subnet. An address that has been subnetted before is being resubnetted in order for us not to waste IP addresses. So which one is the next network address here? It's .32. Look at here. That is subnet 1. Subnet 1, look at it here. I will write this one out, and that is one we're going to work on. We don't want to assign it to LAN B. If you assign it to LAN B, we're going to be wasting 18 IP addresses. So how will I write out .32 and see if I can work on it to take care of my needs? Let's check it out. We've assigned the subnet 1. Even this one, I'm going to clean it. So the subnet we're dealing with right now, guys, is subnet 1. One of the children of the main network. Let's write it out. 192.168.1.32/27. Now you need to learn how to calculate that. I've taught you how to calculate the new slash. Slash 27 will give you .224. Same thing we did to the main network we broke. We're going to write out the bits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But it's just that this time around, guys, this is a subnet. What brought us to this subnet? We have borrowed 3 bits, so we have to eliminate 3 bits already. Don't ever forget that. In other words, we're dealing with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 only. Did that make sense to you guys? How
Yeah.
did we
Yes,
arrive
sir.
at this place?
Yes,
We
sir.
borrowed 3 bits. If you forget that, you are going to do rubbish. Your subnetting will not work. Subnetting the subnet will not work. So because we're dealing with an address that has been subnetted already, so you first of all ignore all the bits you borrowed that brought you there. Those bits are no longer in existence. So we have 5 bits now. So we want to work with the remaining 5 bits as if they are the only bits we've ever known to take care of our needs. Now the needs now is not all about every network. It's just about this LAN B. Why is it just about LAN B? The main network that we broke, we have plenty of addresses that we have not assigned. That is when you consider the whole subnet needed. But when you are dealing with resubnetting, you don't want to allocate that network address to particular LAN and you want to resubnet it. You are just particular about just that LAN. And in this scenario now, you don't even bloody care about. We are in need of just one network. We have one already, but we don't want to allocate it. We want to see if we can break it and get more and keep. So most of the time in subnet, subnetting a subnet, we borrow 1 bit. Sometimes we borrow 2. So we'll find out now. And I resubnet this address. If I borrow 1 bit right now, 2 raised to power 1 will create 2 subnet. 2 raised to power 4 will give me 16. 16 addresses per subnet, and I will have 2 subnet. And the subnet I'm dealing with is in of 14 IP addresses. Will this work? guys, is the address, the number enough for that LAN B? We are particular about the right side now. The guy needs 14 IP addresses. We are not particular about the left side now because it's only one LAN we're dealing with, only one subnet. Am I communicating?
So it's okay.
Yes, sir.
2 will
Yes,
remain
sir.
though.
2 will remain, yes, of course,
Yes.
because you know we
Better
can't use
than
the
so
network.
much.
We cannot go beyond that. If we borrow 2 bits, we'll have less.
Yes, sir.
If we
Yes.
borrow 2 bits, 2 raised to the power 3 on the right will give us 8. So we will not be able to take care of that subnet
Yes, sir.
that we are trying to do. So now that means
Sugar.
this is going to create 2 new subnets, which are subnet 0 and subnet 1. So for subnet 0, the range will be what? You guys know that we have total number of 16 IP addresses. Ideally, you will have said 0 to 15. But because the number we are dealing with, the network we are dealing with, didn't start from the 0, guys. Take note of that. It's going to be 32 to, then you add the 15, that will be 47. Don't forget this side. The number we are resubnetting didn't start from 0. It started from dot 32. Then the next number will be 48 to, that should be 63. Once you know that it's supposed to be like this, but we're not starting from 0, then from here you can use your brain. 32 to, you have 15. 48 to, you have 15. And guess what, guys? We've broken this address into 2 subnets. These are now subnet of subnet. And the first network address is 192.168.1.32 slash, what will the slash be? 28. Why? We borrow 1 more bit. The address we broke into 2 is slash 27. The next network is 192.168.1.48 slash 28. We can carry this one and allocate to LAN B 192.168.1.32 slash 28. We have used this subnet. We have allocated this subnet. We can't do anything with it again. We are left with this subnet and those other addresses we had at the beginning that we have not touched. Now you see that this one, we have extra 2 left. That's okay. The network address will not be used. The broker's address will not be used, so we are still within range. Am I communicating? Have I lost you guys?
Sir, it's okay, sir.
I don't like that answer. It's okay, it's not a good answer.
Sir, we
Aliyo.
understood, sir.
Aliyo, are you good?
Yes, sir. 30, 40. Let's continue and see the rest, sir.
Okay,
Remain
but
2 more.
you are flowing with me.
Yes.
What about Toby? Or Toby don't work? Has Toby gone? Okay, Toby is still there now. Maybe Toby's mind is not with us. Okay, so now you see that we have allocated this network, this subnet, new subnet. Now we have LAN C. LAN C is in need of just 4 IP addresses. The subnet we got right now can give us 16 IP addresses. And we have 1 left. Look at the one left here, .48/28. Should we allocate that network, that subnet, that network address, or can we resubnet it? You must always think about this. If we can allocate, you allocate. If you cannot allocate, can you resubnet it? Or let me say, if you cannot resubnet it, you allocate it. That will be the better way. If you cannot resubnet it, you just give it out. Because sometimes you don't have a choice. You have to waste like 2 IP addresses, 3 IP addresses, 4 IP addresses, and so on and so forth. So let's check this one out. We have .48/28 left. Let's write it out. Don't forget, we're still dealing with subnet of subnet 1. We have not gone to subnet 2 from the main subnet we got. We've not gone to subnet 2. So now the address we are dealing with right now is 192.168.1.48/28. When you calculate your new subnet mask, you should know the meaning of /28. That's .240. So now, how many bits are we going to write out? How many bits do we have left here to work with? 1, 2, 3, 4. Because we have borrowed 4, that's why we landed at this /28. Are you guys going with me?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
That's how we landed at /28. So I'm going to be resubnetting a network with only 4 bits. And then go back to work. If I borrow 2 bits, I will create 4 subnet. And I will be in it, I will get 4 IP addresses. If I borrow 1 bit, so let's say we want to borrow 1 now, 2 raised to power 1, 2 raised to power 3. This one, I'll get 2 subnet, 8 IP addresses, and I'm in need of 4. That will be a waste. Can I borrow 2? You just be doing that talk with yourself. What if I borrow 2? If you borrow 2, you're trying to find out if you'll be okay with 2. If 2 will take care of you. So you do front and back, check and balance. So let's say I have 1, 2, 3, 4. What if we borrow 2? 2 raised to power 2, 2 raised to power 2. We'll get the 4 IP addresses needed. Okay. And then we'll have 4 subnets. And that's okay now. 2 should work for us. And the range will have been 0 to 3. That number of addresses per subnet. You know that. So let's have the subnet. Subnet 0, subnet 1, subnet 2, subnet 3. So in subnet 0, it should have been 0 to 3, but because the address we are dealing with starts from 48, that will be 48 to you have 3. 51. The next one will be 52 to you have 3. 55. The next one will be 56 to you have 3. That's 59. The next one will be 60 to 63. These are the 3 subnets. I'll carry the first subnets and allocate, and that will be 192.168.1.48. What slash will it be now, guys?
30.
/30. Thank you. Because we borrowed 2 more bits. We borrowed 2 more bits. We have /30. So we have allocated this. We have 3 left. Don't forget we are still dealing with subnets 1. These are all the children of subnet 1. We are resubnetting subnet 1. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 left for the future. So I have .52, .56, and .60. So I'll say, okay, can I allocate this .52 or I can what did I do? Oh my goodness, I cleared everything now.
Sorry about that, sir.
There's no control Z, Abby.
Let me try Control Z. I don't know if it works here. The Control Z doesn't work on this. The Control Z doesn't work on this writing part. Or it's okay. I can't remember. It's on the writing part. I remember there is not the Control Z on the keyboard on the writing part. My son was the one that taught me that when we first installed this thing. I will have to ask him. Let me just rewrite them. I can't remember all the addresses. So, but I will just put the one for land G. I know we're in need of 4 IP addresses. So the address we have left is 192.168.1.56, right? 56/30, right? Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this subnet now, we have only 2 bits left because we are dealing with /30. So the question will now be, can I resubnet this? Guys, is it possible? If we borrow 1 bit, 2 raised to power 1, 2 raised to power 1, we're in need of 4, and this one will give us 2. So what does that mean? You can't do anything with this guy.
Can't do anything.
You just allocate that one. /30. Sorry. /30. So this is how we have successfully maximized our IP address. Now, this particular subnet we broke, that subnet 1, we still have 2 subnets from that subnet now that we have now allocated. We have .60, we have .63/30. And then if you go to the main one that we start, where we started the journey from, we have subnet 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have not touched those ones. We will keep those ones for the future, because in the future the network can grow. You can have more networks. They can have more network. They can have more. The only thing you have done to yourself with this kind of subnetting, you can never have a network that will be beyond 30 IP addresses. You know why? The main network we broke into, we factor in 30. So what if you now have a network of 60 IP addresses, a network of, let's say, 200? You have locked yourself with this tight trouser. All your subnets can only give you 30 IP addresses. That's why we don't do it this way. We try to factor in maybe 60. If they are telling you that they are in need of 30, you multiply it by 30%, you get 30%, maybe 50. So you subnet based on 50. That's real world scenario now. In case in the future they now say there's a network that is in need of 40 people, 50 people, you know that you have made provision for that. So if you first of all started the journey with 50 or 60, you now pick one of those subnet and resubnet it down to 30. Then you pick one of the ones for 30 and resubnet it down to take care of everybody. So with that, you've created room for growth in the organization. So this is called subnetting a subnet. Another one to refer this is VLSN, variable length subnet mask. Why is it variable length subnet mask? You see, when we started our journey, one of the LAN has /27, another LAN has /28, another LAN has /30. The subnet mask will not be the same all through. That is what is called variable length subnet mask. So whenever you see a topology and you see that the subnet masks are different, that is what they did. They kept on resubnetting and resubnetting and resubnetting just to maximize the IP addresses. That's how they got it. Any question, guys? I'm going to give you one more IP address. One more example, rather. Any question? Aliyu, can you see why
No,
I
sir.
don't teach this one with the other one that we did in the other? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You see why I don't teach this one with the other one sometimes? Now it's part of my strategy. Students get confused. Before I used to teach the main subnetting and then come to the subnetting a subnet. Sometimes people you just lose them completely.
Yeah.
So I'll teach subnetting in a separate class, then teach VLSM in a separate class.
I think that's better, really.
Is Toby still there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I hope you are flowing with us, or your mind is somewhere.
My mind is here
Partly.
by God's grace.
Toby is talking like a pastor. So guys, let's have another topology to work with. Let's have another example. Let's say the need of the organization now is 60. Then let's say 2 raised to power. Let's say the next one is 30. Then the next one is 12. Then the last one is 4. So let's call this one LAN A. Let's call this one LAN B. Let's call this one LAN C. And let's call this one LAN G. And you are given 192.168.1.0/24 to take care of what you have on the screen. Same thing we did earlier. You must factor in the highest request or the highest number, which is 60. And you must make sure that you can still take care of the total number of LANs. If not, you may run into trouble later. In fact, since you have, let me put it this way to you, since you have, if you want to really go advanced, since you are going to have to be resubnetting, even if you violate this law at the start, this law of taking care of the total number of subnet needed, you may get away with it later. But what I mean by that is this. Let's say I want to create room for 90 people. Let me explain what I'm trying to say here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I want to factor him the total number of lands needed and still take care of the highest number of IP address, you guys, how many bits do you think we should borrow? Let me put down to you guys first.
Two, sir.
2. Ali, do you agree with Benga?
32, 60. You
just put it in your mind now. 2 raised to power 2, 2 raised to power
4.
6. This is 4. This is 64. So this will
Okay,
take care
yes.
of the highest number of address needed.
It's 2,
And
yes.
we are going to create 4 subnet.
It's 4 is not bad. Remaining 4 is not bad. But can we get 62? Can we get 62? No.
You can't get 62 now.
That's 64, yeah.
So this is what I'm trying to say. If you want to try to be dangerous, you can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What if I borrow 1? 2 raised to power 1, then 2 raised to power 7, right? I'll get 2 subnets. 2 raised to power 7 will be what? 128. Why would I want to go in this direction? 2 subnet will not take care of the total subnet we needed. But because you and I know that we're going to be keep on resubnetting, we can get away with this. So if we want to resubnet, we will get a subnet that will take care of 30. Definitely we should get. So why would I want to go in this direction? Because you want to create room for growth. That's if you want to create room for growth. They're asking you for 60, you gave them double, which is always the best approach in the real world. But I don't want to go into that direction. Just know that in the class. So right now, we have this agreed that we need to take care of 2 subnets. Borrow 2 to take care of 4 subnet. And then the subnet will go like this. Subnet 0, subnet 1, subnet 2, subnet 3. Don't forget, we're starting from 0 here. So the range will be what? Since the total number of addresses is 64, it's going to be 0 to 63.
63.
Then the next one will be 64 to 127. The next one is 128 to 191. The next one will be 192 to 255. And guess what, guys? This is going to be slash what? We borrow 2 bits. Slash 26, slash 26, slash 26, slash 26. We'll carry this first network address and assign to LAN A. And have a 192.168.1.0 slash 26. We have allocated this. We can't tamper with this again. We have allocated this. We can't tamper with this again. So we are left with subnet 1. Should we allocate subnet 1? If we allocate subnet 1 to this LAN B, we'll be wasting 34 IP addresses because this network address can give us 64. The question now is, can we resubnet subnet 1? That is going to now, we're going to now travel into this world of subnetting a subnet. I am not saying it can be resubnetted. We want to find out ourselves. So let's write that address out. .64 network slash 26. So 192.168.1.64 slash 26. So how many bits do we have left, guys? To work with. Hello?
6, 7.
Yes. No? Count them now. 2 raised to power 6 here. 1,
Okay,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's only 6.
6. Yeah, 6. We've borrowed 2.
Yeah, we borrowed 2. So now we're saying now we want to take care of a network of 30 addresses. This time around, your concern is always on the right. So how many bits do you need to leave to the right to take care of 30? If you leave 4, 2 raised to power 4 is 16, you won't get it. If you leave 5 to the right, 2 raised to power 5 is 32. So that means we can borrow 1 bit. 2 raised to power 1, then 2 raised to power 5. That means we can borrow 1 bit. We can break this IP address into 2 subnets. And that is going to give us 32 addresses per subnet. So it's a good deal. Do you guys agree with me?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So now the first subnet is going to be subnet 0 is going to be 0 to, sorry, so we're starting from 64. You see? So it's supposed to be 0 to 31. So now it's going to be 64 to, you had that 31. That gives you 95. The next subnet will be 96 to, you had that 31. That will give you 1 to 7. And these are all slash 27 slash 27. Why? We borrowed one more
One
bit.
bit.
I will carry the first one and allocate to LAN B. You are going to be on 192.168.1.64/27. I have taken care of that. And guess what? I still have another subnet left, which is .36/27. So can we allocate this one to LAN C? Let's find out. We want to allocate this one. Can it be allocated to LAN C? Let's find out. .96, right? So let's write it out. 192.168.1.96/27. That will give us total number of 30 IP addresses. And LAN C is in need of how many? 12. That means we're going to waste 18. Do we want to try that? No. Can we resubnet it? We need to find out.
Yes.
How many bits do we have left to play with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you guys agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Because this is /27 network. So the concern is on the addresses needed. So how many bits can we leave to the right to take care of these guys here? And we can leave 4 bits to the right. That means we can borrow 1. Do you agree with me?
Yes,
2
sir.
raised power 1, 2 raised power 4. That means we are going to have 16 addresses per subnet if we create 2 new subnets. That's a good deal. Subnet 0, subnet 1. So for subnet 0 it's supposed to be 0 to 15 because there are 16 addresses. But since we are starting from 96, so we say 96 to, you had that 15. That should give me what now? 15 plus 96.
106.
Are you sure it's 106? It can't be 106. Oh.
96 plus 5. 101 plus
96
10.
plus 15. 111.
11.
It's 111.
111.
Okay. So that will be 111. And the next one will be 1122. Then you had 15. That will be 127. And this time around, these guys are /28/28.
I want 26. So
You can
yes,
never
16
have
we're
you
adding.
cannot have even on the other side. It's 15 we're adding. See, the right side can never be even number, it has to be odd number. The left side can never be odd number, it has to be even.
Oh,
112 is part of the number.
okay, I understand now.
Yeah. So we carry this 192.168.1.96/28. That's what killed this guy here. We are located on C. So this address is gone. We are only left with 112/28. So 112/28, can we allocate it to LAN D? Let's find out. 112/28, can we allocate it to LAN D? (192.168.1.112/28). This address will give us how many? This address will give us 16. And in LAN D, they are in need of only 4 addresses. How many bits do we have around to play with? Only 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what do we need to take care of this network here, guys? How many bits should we borrow? How many should we leave to the right? Hmm?
2 is power 3.
3 raised
Borrow
by
1.
3 will be 8. 3 raised by 3 will be 8. It will be too much.
2, sir.
That's
So if
this
you do
two.
2 raised to power 2, 2 raised to power 2, that will be 4 subnet, 4 addresses per subnet. This will take care of what we are looking for
It's 4 that
in that place. Are you flowing with me?
yes.
So we will now have subnet 0, subnet 1, subnet 2, subnet 3. So for subnet 0, the address will be 112 to, this one is supposed to be 0 to 3 now. You have 3, that's 115. The next one will be 1162, you have 3, 119. The next one will be 120, you have 3, that's 123. Then the last one will be 124 to 127. You carry this one here and allocate to that land there. 192.168.1.112 plus what, guys? 30. You agree with me?
Yes,
We're
sir.
dealing with slash 28. We borrow 2 more bits. And what happens?
30 become
That becomes what? The address became 30. You see? We borrow 2 bits, the address became 30. We have allocated this one. We have subnet 1, subnet 2, subnet 3 for the future. So you document this. So if you look at this address critically, we allocated subnet 0. By the time we got to subnet 1, from the start of the journey, the beginning of the journey, we now started resubnetting that one. What happened to our subnet 2, subnet 3, subnet 4, subnet 5, subnet 6? How many subnet did we get? Sorry, we got 4 when we did this, right? We allocated subnet
Yes, sir.
0. We allocated subnet 0. We reworked on subnet 1. And it's the leftover of that subnet 1 that is giving us all these children now. So we still have subnet 2 and 3 for the future. That is how we manage IP addresses. Make sure you subnet and do not lose address at all if it's possible. Question, guys. Any question? Ali, are you gone?
No, I'm here.
Are you cool?
Yes. It needs a little bit of
You are processing it.
yes, process but it's something that is clear that you've communicated clearly now.
All right, good. What about 2B?
Yes, sir, I understand. I've
So
understood.
you just go through the video again,
Yeah.
and you'll be good. Then what about Benga?
clear, sir. Very clear, sir.
Beautiful. So I have one dangerous and difficult assignment on subnetting. I only gave it to one student, 1 or 2. I think 2 students since I've started doing training in my life. Before I don't used to give it to my students, I feel like this thing may be too difficult. But then I said, no, I'm not helping this student if I don't give this. Then I started giving it. So I'm going to give to you guys too. You need to install your packet tracer. That is because we are going to now start doing router configuration in our next class. So that assignment is going to be one of the assignments. I will give you 1 week to sit down with it to drive the point on when it comes to your skill in subnetting. You got to know subnetting like you